In a world where seconds march quietly, 1 minute refuses to obey. Forged in steel, driven by mechanics, inspired by a blade that once defined honor. This isn't just a watch, it's a duel between hours and minutes. The new Citizen Tsuyosa, Seconde. Time has met its edge.
So this is the Citizen Tsuyosa X Seconde. And yes, that minute hand that you see there, it is a little digital sword. It's Citizen taking their very popular Tsuyosa platform and just letting the French design studio reinterpret it in a playful, almost rebellious way. Now the word Tsuyosa means strength in Japanese. Instead of making their bold strength move, instead of interpreting it in size and bulk, they did it through symbolism. That pixelated katana sweeping across the dial, that's the minute hand. It's dramatic, it's playful, it almost looks like it came out of a 90s retro video game. And I love the color. The blue sunray dial almost pops. I mean, it absolutely does pop. In certain lights though, it even looks like it's electric. And I dig that. Now, underneath all that creativity, it is still a Citizen Tsuyosa, right? You have a 40mm stainless steel case, about 11.7 millimeters thick, integrated stainless steel bracelet, sapphire crystal with a Cyclops date, exhibition case back, 50 meters of water resistance, and inside is Citizen's 8210 automatic movement. It hacks, it hand winds. Again, it is serviceable. It has about 40 to 42 hours of power reserve. It is a great little workhorse of a movement. Nothing overly expensive or elaborate, just a good, solid, workable movement. Now at 40 millimeters, this watch wears incredibly well. As you can see, my other one over here, 40 millimeters. Same thing, 40 millimeters. It's just a great everyday modern piece that you can wear, and it looks fairly, up to date. It doesn't look like an old school watch, but yet it doesn't look too modern and futuristic or anything like that. Even though that second hand is pretty playful and the watch has got some poppy colors and whatnot, it looks like something you get away with wearing to work every single day. But here's where things get a bit interesting. This watch costs more than this watch. I get that this is a special collab, but $500 roughly compared to $350 for this one. And the basic thing you're getting that's different is the dial with the little sword. That's pretty much it. Everything is almost exactly the same. Well, you're getting a little bit of etching on the clasp on this one that has the Seconde marking. But other than that, again, there's not a whole lot that differentiates these two. The bracelet is the same. The box is the same kind of Citizen box. Of course, it just says Seconde. You're getting the same movement inside, the same dimensions, the same water resistance capabilities. You're getting almost the exact same watch, except one cost over $100 more. And that's where I kind of feel like I'm missing out, right? I want a limited edition, special piece, special collaboration to feel special. Does that make sense? If you're calling something a limited edition, I want it to feel a little bit more limited. Now, having a special case back, wording, little sticker on the back there, that's cool and all. I think that's kind of neat, but give me a little something else. Maybe like a second bracelet that comes with it that's poly, or a different looking bracelet. Maybe some special packaging, something a little bit more elaborate, a little bit cooler, like the G-Shocks sometimes do with their special editions. But here's the thing, I like it. It doesn't take itself too seriously. In a world full of safe designs, this one actually has personality. And every time that minute hand moves, you notice it. And that's rare. Now, if you want the best value Citizen Tsuyosa, get the regular one. Get it second hand for all that matter. Save a lot more money. But if you want something playful, something a little weird, something that sparks conversation, well, maybe get this thing. It might be your watch. Is this the most serious limited edition out there? No, not at all. Is this the most technically impressive watch? Also no. But is it fun? Yes, it's a lot of fun. And sometimes that's all that matters. Here's my question to you all. What are you willing to pay for the fun factor? something that's limited edition. This is not going to be a watch that's ever worth $50,000 one day. It's not one of those things. It's just something that's extremely different, extremely quirky and fun, and a conversation piece. What is that worth to you? Is it worth double of the face value? Would you pay triple face value for something that's a lot of fun? Would you? If you think about it like you've always wanted that Porsche, is it really worth $60,000 for a used Porsche? Would you really pay that much? It's just fun. It doesn't serve a practical purpose in your life. If you need to get the kids to school, get a Camry. But the Porsche is fun, right? So that's what I'm saying here. You're gonna pay an extra price to get it because it's sold out everywhere. So what do you want to fork over for that fun factor? I'm curious to know what you guys think. Is there something in your lives that you've bought that is fun and you bought it for the fun factor of it and it did cost you more than you should have paid? I want to know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later and have a great day. By the way, if you find these videos fun and entertaining, like and subscribe. All right, thanks. Bye.